Dr. Rose Cotter, who witnessed the horrific suicide of her mother when she was 10, meets student Laura Weaver after being examined in a hospital. Laura is in a rage because she thinks an evil ghost is haunting her, and his curse is consuming her life and that no one can see. Laura had just seen her professor Gabriel Munoz hit himself in the head with a hammer. Rose says she is hallucinating, but Laura insists that the entity can take the form of other people and smiles menacingly. Laura first freaks out and says she's going to die before using a shattered vase shard to slit open her neck in front of Rose. One of the detectives interviewing Rose about Laura's death is her ex-boyfriend Joel. Still shocked by what she had witnessed, Rose tells what Laura told her about apparently being cursed by an evil thing with a scary smile. Rose begins seeing Laura's smiling faces all over. The vision inspires Rose to learn more about Gabriel Munoz's suicide. She notices that Gabriel has an odd smile right before he passes away. Checks are made on Carl Rankin, a client of Rose's. He had previously been admitted to the hospital for a manic episode. Carl proceeds to torment Rose and threatens her with a menacing sneer, and Rose then contacts security. Orderlies restrain Carl, but Rose seems to imagine him behaving aggressively. Dr. Morgan Desai thinks Rose could have experienced a mental breakdown due to Laura's death, and he gives her a week off. Rose is at home alone when one security alarm sounds after another, unsettling Laura's vision. A security service operator seems to phone Rose and leave a mocking voicemail. Shortly later, Rose receives a call from the genuine operator. Rose realizes her cat has gone stolen when her fiancé Trevor arrives home. When Rose feels scared once more while seeing the videos of her session with Laura, Trevor must help her relax. Rose sees her therapist, out of concern for her mental health. She explains that she is having hallucinations due to her long-standing regret over her mother's purposeful overdose, which Madeline interprets. Rose asks her for a prescription for antipsychotic medication, but she is denied. Jackson's birthday party is at Holly's house, where Rose and Trevor go. Rose's nephew Jackson is 7 years old. Jackson opens his present to find Rose's dead cat inside, shocking the other guests. After another horrifying vision of Laura, Rose stumbles and falls through a glass table while fiercely claiming that she is to a fault. Rose tries to inform Trevor about the fabled curse that tormented Laura and allegedly was passed on to her as Laura's mental state begins to deteriorate. Rose visits Victoria Gabriel Munoz's widow. Gabriel created graphic pictures of an evil entity he said was seeking to penetrate him. Rose also learns that 20 years ago, when his brother passed away, Gabriel was distraught and that he only began screaming about the curse after seeing a woman commit herself at a convention. When Rose insists that Gabriel is speaking the truth about his curse, Victoria evicts her when she requests the woman's name. Joel is convinced by Rose to help her piece together additional hints. Angela Powell, Gabriel Munoz's realtor, was discovered dead, and Joel gets a file for her using his law enforcement computer. Additional footage reveals that Angela witnessed a happy guy at a petrol station abruptly slash his neck with gardening shears a few days before she passed away. When Rose returns home, she learns that Trevor asked Madeline to become involved because of Rose's unsettling mental condition. Rose, feeling duped, rushes outside to give copies of Joel's files to her sister Holly. The sisters argue over how Rose behaves like their authoritarian mother as Rose attempts to warn Holly about the curse. Joel calls Rose to inform her that more research has uncovered a series of 20 occurrences that are all the same and include witnesses to 19 suicides. One exception was accountant Robert Talley, who witnessed the suicide of a coworker. But 4 days later, Robert chose to murder a stranger rather than take his own life. The pattern persisted for an additional week until the witness to Robert's actions committed suicide. Joel and Rose go to Robert Talley's visitation in jail. Rose reveals to Joel that she thinks the spirit takes possession of victims just before they commit suicide, and that she is worried her time under the curse is running out while they are traveling. When Rose arrives at the jail, Robert firmly informs her that she must commit murder to break the curse. However, a witness is required since the creature needs stress to thrive. Robert feels worried as soon as he realizes Rose is afflicted. Rose receives a visit from Madeline at her home. She realizes the ghost is impersonating Madeline when she calls her and speaks to the honest Madeline. The smirking duplicate of Madeline is a threat to Rose. Rose drives herself to the hospital and has a kitchen knife with her. Rose has a vision in which Dr. Desai tears off his face after she murders Carl in front of him. The actual Dr. Desai spots Rose in her car with the knife and tries to help her before she hurriedly races off. Joel phones Rose, letting her know there is an APB out for her based on their talk with her frightened boss at the hospital. Rose makes a subtle suggestion that she will approach the creature and prefers to do it alone to prevent any witnesses from becoming cursed. Rose drives to the abandoned childhood home of her mother. She sees a vision of her mother, who accuses her of allowing her to die by not calling for help when she realizes she is overdosed. According to Rose, Her mother is a monster who abuses other people. Suddenly, a thin creature attacks Rose from the vision. The beast is lit by Rose using an oil light. The house soon starts to fire as Rose moves outside. Rose pays Joel a visit to apologize for getting him into this situation and for not being emotionally present when they were dating. Joel's sinister grin gives Rose the impression that she is still cursed. Rose rushes outside to discover that the house she grew up in is still in good shape. At the abandoned home, the real Joel shows up. Rose locks Joel outside to keep him safe as the creature opens her mouth and climbs inside. Joel enters the house just in time to witness Rose light herself on fire while grinning menacingly. Thanks for watching. For more content, please subscribe to the channel.